Hey everyone, it's Queen Bee Marie here. Welcome back to my channel.
And it's Crystal Marie and Kids. We are talking about a delicate subject today, but something that affects so many people.
Agreed.
So today we're basically going to be talking about discrimination and some incidences and just like how it makes people feel. Namely, Queen Bee, she's had so many experiences. I've had a few here and there, but nothing as extreme as her.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because I wouldn't have believed it had I not seen it for myself. Right. And this is not just an encounter with her. It's been like other friends as well. So
other friends, other people.
She's, Yeah, she's not making it up. She's not going crazy.
Nope.
It's a valid experience. So
we're also going to talk about what we need to do.
Yeah.
In these kind of situations.
And how we should address it.
And how should we address it. Yes.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So, okay. So we're just going to get off starting with a story. Our first story that we're going to be discussing. Anyways, before the stories, can you share a little bit about your background and kind of like what got you to noticing that you were being discriminated against?
Yeah, I can tell you all about that. First it kind of started off with like just people like really giving like the look, and I'm just thinking, oh, they're probably looking at something else. They're not looking at me. They're just probably like focusing, or they're probably having a hard time seeing me. And then it would kind of go on to just how they would talk to me. I feel things, and I know how people are talking, and I feel a certain way that I don't like, and that's how I can also tell that it's kind of like, I don't know how to say, not hate towards it, but I just, how do you, like,
kind of like, that they're feeling some way towards you.
Yeah, yes, agreed.
Yeah.
And then it goes on to, stalking. They're like far distance away, but they're still following you. You can just feel, like if I'm walking, I can feel somebody behind me, and I'm just like, okay, why are they doing this? And that's kind of how I can tell. And I can just tell by body language too, and how they look, or the way they're showing their face expression. That's how I can also tell.
And it's super sad because, like, probably as a child, you may have known you were getting discriminated against, but you didn't know why, right?
Right, I didn't know, right. Exactly.
Yeah, and so, I mean, these things run deep.
Yes.
Discrimination doesn't just happen in a day, it happens over a lifetime.
Agreed.
And when you have been systematically, continuously, every day in, day out, somebody discriminates you. Discriminates against you in some type of fashion.
Yes.
It's really felt.
It's just
and
not necessary.
And listen guys, we're talking about discrimination today. Now there are just as many people who have discriminated against her. There are that many good people too. There are lots of good people in the world.
There are a lot of good people.
We want to make that very clear. And for all you people that are doing your thing and being good, we encourage you to keep going and keep doing the right thing. Yeah, keep doing the right thing, because your attitude and the way that you treat others makes a difference. A huge difference.
Yes.
Yeah, so good job and kudos to you if you're doing the right thing.
Keep it up.
Yeah,
Fighting.
Keep it up. Fighting, yeah. So, okay, so when was one of the first times you felt or experienced the discrimination?
I think when it first happened, I was actually doing sign twirling. That's when it first happened. Like, I really knew that it was hate towards me. I'm doing sign twirling outside. It's, like somewhere in December, and I'm doing sign twirling. And
would you like to tell them what sign twirling is for those who aren't in California and don't have that in their state?
Yes. So basically, it's you could be promoting KB houses.
Yeah.
And you're just sign twirling, or you can really twirl the sign. They have handles where you can do it. You're just on the corner letting everybody know, like, KB houses are over here. We're going to go that way. And you're just out there standing there. You can have your music on and dance to it. You can twirl it around. So that's basically what sign twirling was. And that day, I remember that day specifically to a T. And this was December 14th. I don't know the year, but I know it was December 14th that it happened. And I was doing my thing, doing my job like I was supposed to, sign twirling, and what do you know? A guy that I recognize from my church decides to throw hot water on me as I'm sign twirling and burns me. They burned me by throwing this hot water, and then I recognized the car and I recognized one of the people, and they went to my church. I'm not going to say what church. I'm going to keep that confidential, but I recognized him. And then I went to church on Sunday, and the boy actually recognized me, and he was just like, oh, he came over to me and he said, hey, you're Brittany, right? And I'm like, yeah, that's me, and that's my real name, so I already put it out there. But I said, yeah, that's me, and he goes, I just want to say I'm sorry for what I did. I said, you guys burned me. I'm a girl doing my job, and that's just, how do you say it? I said that, I felt like that was like a racism, right?
Yeah, a racist incident.
Yeah, racist incident, because I'm doing my job, and you're throwing hot water on me, and you guys laughed and thought it was a joke and taking off.
And guys, from what I understand, he only apologized because he was at church with his parents.
Yes, and he thought I was going to tell his parents, so that's why he came up and apologized, because he saw me approaching his parents. So that's when he kind of scooted in there, stop. Hey, let me say I'm sorry. That's when I first started. That's when I first noticed it, and then I started noticing it a lot more frequently. Mm-hmm. I could be walking down the street and somebody just calls me the N-word for no apparent reason. Why? Mm-hmm. Why do you target somebody that's happy, listening to music, dancing at the corner, and you just demandingly go out there and say the N-word
purposely?
Like purposely go out there
with intent to hurt the other person.
Yeah, it's no...
And take away their joy.
Yeah, take away their joy. But trust me, it did not stop me. I kept dancing. I kept doing my thing.
Yeah, okay. And so that's pretty dang awful, and I'm sorry to hear that. And this kind of stuff happens all the time. Now, I notice, and I don't know if it's just a trend or a theme, but it seems to me, I'm mixed myself. I have African descent as well, and a lot of other things. But the point is that I've noticed with my friends that are a bit darker, they seem to get like more of the heavy hand of the discrimination for some odd, horrible reason. Mm-hmm. Like, I have been discriminated against, but my discrimination pales in comparison to her discrimination. Now, I also have, and we'll have to talk about this in another video, mm-hmm. I have been discriminated against for being overweight, having gained weight. I have experienced discrimination in that front, but that's a whole other topic. Right. The topic that we're talking about today is for your looks, for mm-hmm. your skin color. And it's an ugly, ugly thing. I know one of my other friends, she, too, mm-hmm. a darker chick, very beautiful, too. But anyways, she was discriminated against in the phone store. Oh, but she has a phone store too.
Same
you got one too, right? Yeah. Anyways,
just recently.
I just noticed, like, every time I went in, I was treated with such respect. They were so nice and so helpful. But the moment she went in, they just kind of shut off. They didn't want to help her. They didn't want to do the right thing. They were kind of very dismissive with her. And then I just thought to myself, like, ugh, this is not good. Mm-hmm. Like, it just made me realize that, and she didn't do anything wrong. She went in there with a good attitude. She went in there being nice. Mm-hmm. But automatically she was shown disrespect and they wanted to help her less. Right. And I have to believe that it had everything to do with her skin color and her race.
Right.
I could be wrong, but this has happened to you as well, yes?
Yes, just recently.
Okay, so would you like to share that story? But do we want to share the Target story or that story first?
Oh, we can, since we're already on the phone talking.
Yeah, I think so.
So recently, about 2 days ago? Yeah, 2 days ago. Yeah. Went in to go get an upgrade, and what do you know? They did the same thing they did to her friend. Just, oh, sorry, we can't help you, or...
Okay, so do you want to explain to them a little bit about, like, what led up to that?
Basically, with all the pandemic going on right now, my ID, I haven't been able to get it fixed yet. Mm-hmm. And so being on the phone, I had my friend, had her come over, and we, had the kids go swimming and let them have fun so we can talk about more of the YouTubing. And I've been on the phone with customer service for T-Mobile, and at first it was kind of like, everything was going good, but then when they took down, my credit card and stuff, it seemed to not work. So then they told me to call my bank, figure out, make sure there's nothing, no lock on it or anything. So I did call my bank, and they said, oh yeah, there was fraudulent on it. And I said, no, because that's basically the fraudulent that was on it was the phone that I was trying to upgrade to. And so I said, no, that's okay. So that does not need to be fraudulent. And they said, okay. And I said, is everything okay on it? They're like, yeah, everything's fine with it. You got money in there, everything's great. I said, okay, great. I called them back, and, they, got on, I talked to another lady, and then she put me on the longest hold, and just from just being frustrated and all that stuff, just going through all that, I was just like, okay. I accidentally hung up, so I had to call her again. She basically told me it did not work again when I tried to give her my card information. So basically, she said I have to go in. She said I can give him my,
Social Security?
Social Security, and I don't have to give him my ID. So we go to T-Mobile. Sorry, I keep saying Sprint. It's T-Mobile. I go there. What do you know? I go in there, and what did they ask for? My ID. I said, no. I talked to the people from customer service, and they said I can give you my Social Security. They said, no, we need your ID. We can't do anything. I guess it's different from being talking on the phone than being in the store. So it's two different things. So basically, I showed them my ID. I said, yeah, it's expired, but you can look up my Social Security. So basically, they were just, telling me like, oh, we can't help you because it was expired. And then they told me that I have to have a paper saying it's okay, like my ID is fine.
From the DMV.
Yeah, from the DMV. But previously to that, when I went there, they brushed me off. They said, sorry, can't help you. Skirt.
And the only reason they gave her that answer is because when she came back to my car, I said, no, go back.
Right.
Like, I kept making her go back to confront the situation because they literally were just dismissing her. And it got to the point where the guy told her whatever he was going to tell her. Mm-hmm. And then the manager, he straight up was extra rude, and then he went to the back and refused to come out again.
Yeah, definitely.
And, okay, so anyways, long story short, we found a way around it.
Right.
And she just added me. What did you do? Added
you as, I guess,
like an authorized person?
Yeah, authorized person. So.
Okay, yeah, like an authorized person so that they could see my ID, and they would open up her account. But they wouldn't even go to her account to see the notes the lady had left or anything. And then, so I went ahead and did that because she's a friend and she knows I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to go to her account or anything. But anyways, just to be nice to make sure that she was able to get access to getting her phone upgraded.
Right.
So anyhow, apparently the guy, you said he was the other customer service guy, he was being very rude too, yes?
Yes, he was being rude. Yeah, and he was being rude to me. And I think that's what hurt me the most is when my friend came in and she tried to help me. I saw a complete different attitude. He was more like, oh, I'm so sorry that happened to you. But when I was in there, he was just like, nope, can't help you. I could lose my job. Saying he was completely different with me. He was just like, I'm sorry, I can't help you. I could lose my job if I help you and I try to do your Social Security. I could lose my job. And he just brushed me off. But when my friend came in, completely different. I'm so sorry this happened to you. Let me help you. The manager was still hiding in the back.
Oh wait, but when he came out, whenever
But
I
he came out at mostly towards the end.
No, and he was.
I was not amused, people. I was not
okay,
amused.
so seriously, guys, they were so nice to me. It was disgusting. But her encounter, and actually I noticed that because as we were at the counter, she kind of had like tears in her eyes. Because of the difference of treatment. Like, literally, guys, they were so nice to me when I walked in.
Right.
And they were being so helpful.
Yes.
But with her, they dismissed her like she was a piece of crap.
Yeah.
Literally like a piece of crap.
Like, bye, trash.
That is that nobody should have to feel that
No
way,
one.
especially if you are a paying customer.
Exactly.
You should be treated with the same respect as any
Kindness
other
and dignity.
customer. Yes, everyone deserves that level of kindness.
Yes.
And when you don't show that, like, you know, they always like talk about how like a lot of African Americans have like high blood pressure, have all these different issues going
Right.
on, and all these different. Part of that, besides the dietary choices, because they are being poisoned,
Right.
you know, the other portion of that is just their spirit knowing that they are not being treated with the love and respect they deserve.
Yep.
And here's the thing: it's even been proven. With plants, when you neglect them or you yell hateful things, and including the water, when you yell hateful things,
Yep.
though that water quality goes down. And the same thing applies to a plant. It goes down. You nourish it, tell it good things.
Yep.
You're treating it with respect.
And
This
kindness.
has already been proven scientifically. So now imagine all the African Americans and all the Africans worldwide.
Mm-hmm.
They feel that less than spirit. Even if they're doing great things, they feel like they always have to prove themselves above and beyond, do all this extra stuff just to be respected. And it's disgusting.
It is.
It is disgusting.
Stop it.
It's just so outrageous. I kind of almost fight against that, but in a way, maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should just be like the perfect whatever. But the thing about it is that it is just so awful that anybody, and I mean any group of people, any race of people, can get treated so poorly and it'd be okay. I almost feel like, in a way, it's super important, and I know already some African people are doing this, but you just gotta take your power back. And you just can't allow people to be disrespectful. But the point is that when it happens over and over, and the first few times it happens, it just kind of blows the wind out of you.
Yes,
doesn't
it does.
Yeah.
It does. And
Yeah, I mean,
you know.
I've even gotten treated like kind of worse, like speaking of the Target.
Target, yeah.
I mean,
that was her first hand actually seeing it.
Yeah,
After
like,
I always kept telling her, like, man, today this is what happened to me today.
So it's
and
crazy.
she finally
because,
saw it for the first time.
well,
so.
okay, but you've had several incidents at
before though
at Target, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So sometimes they will just randomly follow her specifically as if she's a thief.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's gotta stop.
Yeah, I mean,
that's enough. You guys really, until you see proof that I'm taking something or putting it in my bag.
Well, and that's the thing, and that's the sad part about it. She's one of the least likely people to steal. I mean, she's always trying to do the right thing.
Yeah.
If something gets opened, she's willing to pay for it. Sometimes I'm just like, I didn't want this. I'm not going to pay for it. No, she will not. She will not do that. She will.
I'll pay
go
for it.
out of her way to pay for it.
Yeah.
She's genuinely good in that regards.
Mm-hmm.
She genuinely tries to do the right thing. And
Yeah.
so, I mean, I'm the type, I will give it to the cashier and be like, hey, I did not want this, so I'm sorry. It was, got open, but whatever. But and they don't give me a hassle. But I'm pretty
if
sure
I did that, there'd be a hassle. Trust.
Yeah.
There would be.
Yeah.
Hey guys, so we were talking about the incident in Target.
Yeah.
So basically, I went, got the stuff that I need, of course, because I only go when I have money to pay for stuff. So I had everything that I need. I got in line, and I think you went first. I think you went before me, right? Yeah. So she went before me, but then afterwards, when I went, when she went, there's no problem. But when I went and paid for everything was already in the bag. I was ready. She, one of the ladies, one of the workers or the cashiers came up and said, I need to see your receipt. And remind you, we've been previously to that, and they've never asked to see our receipt. We went through the checkout thing, and we've never been asked to see our receipt. And I just felt like a really bad vibe from her. Like, she didn't, I was watching her in line, like, I was just watching her body posture. She looked like she did not even want to be there. She just was just
But
mopey.
the problem is, look, there were so many other people in line, and of all people, she chose to check our bags.
And not the others.
But she was looking directly at her the whole time.
The whole time. Like, she just stood there, watching me. I'm like, well, I'm not stealing here because I'm already paying, so.
Guys, I'm laughing, but it's really not funny. It's like you can't make this stuff up.
Yeah, no, you can't.
You can't make this stuff
I have a
up.
witness.
Yeah, I'm definitely a witness, and it's definitely not cool. And when it happens to you, it kind of throws you off. Like,
it really, throws your mood off.
It left me feeling like, ugh. Like, I just decided after that incident, Target doesn't get no more of my customers, or no more of my business. They don't get no more because their customer service is disgusting.
Agreed.
And for anybody to do that and just single you out,
Yeah, it's not okay, and that
Nope.
has to stop.
Nope.
It has to.
And guess
stop.
what? That day I had bought so much stuff, but guess what? They don't get no more service. No more.
I mean, they
service.
checked her bag too, and I'm just like,
Well, they
wait a
did,
minute.
but they
Like,
checked my bag because I was hanging out with her.
But
and,
that's
and the whole time they were checking my bag, she was eyeing her. And
like
so, I just.
I don't know. I smile. I shouldn't smile, but it's like
Well, it's just so ridiculous.
it's ridiculous, and like
And then here's the sad part. So after that happened to me and to her, I decided never again will I go to Target, and I haven't been back. But guess
we
who went
called
back?
actually too.
I
Remember?
did call
We
to report.
called.
So I don't know what happened with that. I didn't actually follow up with that, but I definitely reported it because that was unacceptable. It's so disgusting.
Yeah, and when I tried to tell my story, her whole tone changed on the phone.
Yeah.
And that's another thing.
Yeah, that's
It's
true.
another thing. Her whole tone changed. She's like, "I'm
That's
so sorry that
true.
happened to you." I said it to her, like, "Oh, I'm so sorry that happened to you." When I got on the phone, she's like, "Oh,
Yeah.
okay."
That is actually
Hold
yes.
on.
I didn't even remember that.
Yeah, I remember
Yes.
that to a T. I
Yes.
don't remember.
Yes.
It will never leave
when
this
we
mind,
called,
people.
she was supposed to just be speaking. But then I actually kind of spoke in first and told my story because I was so angry about what happened. And then I was like, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and let my friend share her story. And
Yeah.
then when she got on the phone, the lady was very dismissive.
Yeah.
Very cringy.
I don't even know
very
people.
cringy.
Like, I'm just.
So, anyways, with an incident like that, I decided not to ever go back. So I haven't been back. I've gone to every other store that treats me with the respect I deserve, right?
Right.
But you, on the other hand, you went back, and then what happened to you on your second go around?
So when I went back, I went with a friend. She had to return something, so I just walked around. I was gonna actually buy some medicine that I need to get, and so I was, walking around because we went all the way to the end, so I had to make my way all the way to the front.
Mhm.
So I walked around looking at like clothes and stuff like that, and I'm eyeing. I see a lady just eyeing me, and I'm like, oh, okay, it's nothing. But then I walk away, and then I look back, I didn't see her, and then what do you know? She's swooping around the corner looking, and I just said, what is the problem? And I asked her, I said, what is...
That's what the problem was.
That's what the problem was. And just... I'm so sorry, guys.
About that stomping.
I'm
We
so
got
sorry.
Kids, we got kids in the house, so there's going to be some snafus, but we're working.
Sorry for my reaction. That's just
Yeah.
my reaction, like
what are these kids doing? But
they do
that's what
extra
they do,
stomping.
yeah.
Like, but it's all good, guys. But so I saw her behind, and I asked her, "Can I help you?" And she's like, "Oh, I'm just doing my rounds." Okay, I said, "But I saw you way back there. You were eyeing me, and then I looked back again. You were nowhere, and then all of a sudden you're here watching me." I said, "Do your rounds. I'm here to shop. I have money. I'm gonna get something. My friend's over there. I just had to make my way to the other side." She said, "Okay, that's fine. I'm just doing my rounds." Okay, cool. I kept it pushing. And what do you know? She's still following me. I said, this has to stop. You're following me for no apparent reason. It's harassment, and I don't feel comfortable with it. And I spoke my mind. And she's like, okay, well, if you're not comfortable, you can make a report. I said, oh, I have no problem doing that. But what you guys are doing when somebody has money and they're willing to pay for something in the store and you're following them and you're making them feel very uncomfortable, that has to just stop.
It makes you not want to go there.
It makes you not want to go there.
So here's my question to you: are you going to go back?
No, I'm done going back there.
Yeah.
I go to a completely different one
guys,
now.
just like a little bit of background on our area. This area that we live in, we live in a place in California that is a small town area,
Yes.
like small town vibe kind of deal. And this area, just some history on the area. The closest city to us is Temecula.
Mm-hmm.
And anyways, it's also known as wine country, but here's the thing. This area is also known as a very racist area. I have a nurse friend, African American. She will not go. She's a traveling nurse. She will not go to the Temecula area because every time she's gone, they have confronted her with disrespect. They've called and why is this black nurse here kind of attitude.
Yeah.
So anyways, and this is the same area that also when they were doing the Black Lives Matter protests and things like that,
Mm-hmm. That's right.
those same people had the nerve to come out and do a Trump rally.
Yes.
On the same corner, and there was like 200 people that showed up to that, and for the Black Lives Matter there was about a good solid maybe 30, 40 people. So what I'm giving y'all some background on this area
Right.
and how they do things. So there are a lot of hidden racists that now feel very comfortable to come out because Trump is large and in charge.
Yes.
Which is actually, I think, a good thing because I've always said, I said this to my husband, I said this to Brittany and all my other buddies and friends. It's good because now we get to see them show their true colors. We want to see who the racists are. Yeah. We don't want you to be in hiding.
No,
we want we want to see your true colors. And even though it does make people feel terrible and stuff like that, it's good to know your surroundings and it's good to know who truly has your back
and who doesn't.
And guys, for all you guys like we had mentioned before, who are really trying to support people of color, and good job, keep up the good work.
Yes,
but
fighting.
Fighting. No need to fight. We just want you to treat with kindness, not with discrimination, not having a hidden motive. And I'm going to tell you guys, it's sometimes easier said than done. It's like sort of like if you're not used to it or you grow up in a racist family, it's like you're fighting against what you really want to do.
Right.
But let me tell you something. Those who fight against it grow stronger. They grow better.
Yes.
They become more evolved humans. They get to understand that we're all more alike than different. Yeah. And it's just such a more fulfilling journey to take, you know, when you are not having that hate in your heart for others and you're not purposely looking for ways to disrespect others.
Right.
And instead you're genuinely going into something with the willing spirit and attitude of getting to know others and treat them with the kindness they deserve. And when you do that, I'm going to tell you, that's going to make you feel so much better.
Right.
And not only that, it's going to make that person feel so much better too. So you're going to be doing, you know, like, double blessings, in other words. You're going to be doing something that is good for you and good for them, good for the whole world. And I mean, what's better than that?
Yeah, and like I said, like me talking about this is I want people to understand that it's not okay for people to treat you that way. Yeah. And I want you to speak up. Don't stay quiet, because that was me at first. She's told me several times, Brittany, you got to say something. You got to say something. And even though I went into T-Mobile and I kept fighting with them, it was just they kept pushing you. And then I just got to the point where it was like a boiling anger. And I'm just like, I've had enough. I've had nothing but disrespect from you guys. You guys play in here. You guys don't take your job serious. Like, this is not okay. And I just had enough. And I felt really glad that I spoke up. But in the inside, it still hurt me because it's a very constant thing for me. So every time I go to a store, I literally...
Oh, yeah. Didn't you have like a 7-Eleven incident as well?
Oh, yeah. And somebody actually spoke up for me and said, what you're doing is not okay. And at that time, I didn't speak up. But, you know, he did... I was like speechless. You know, it was kind of shocking. But, you know, it's still not okay. And I urge you guys to start speaking up and not stay quiet like I did, because it will make you so much stronger when you speak up.
Yes, it will.
It will help you like ease the, not the pain.
No, it'll help you ease that tension.
Yes, the tension.
And that stress that you feel from that person doing you a certain way.
And then I feel so much better afterwards. You know, like I said, I felt like I was going to cry in there, but then I'm like, you know what? This is how they're going to be. They don't deserve my service. They don't deserve none of that anymore.
Yeah, I'm going to encourage you guys, if you have been discriminated against and you know exactly what she's talking about, and you feel like us, we want to support businesses that are willing to treat others with respect. And I don't care what anybody says, those employees are representation of that business. Yes. So if they hired employees that are being nasty and rude and disgusting, well, guess what? I am not frequenting your business again.
Right.
Because wherever I go, I deserve respect. And if you're not going to give me the respect I deserve, then guess what? I won't do business with you.
You won't see me.
You don't get to see my face. You don't have to see my face, my whatever you want to call it. You don't have to see my black face, my ugly face, my whatever. You don't get that. You don't get that. You don't get that right.
You don't get my energy.
Yeah,
you don't get my good energy.
You don't get my energy. You don't get the coins. You don't get nothing. Okay, so I'm just going to encourage you guys, if you have been disrespected or you are getting disrespected, don't keep going back to those same places that are disrespecting you. Go to where you're going to be treated with kindness, and go to where people are going to be happy to see your face.
And please speak up.
And always, yes, always speak up. Your voice is important. You matter. Everyone matters. But the reason I guess they did the whole campaign with the Black Lives Matter is because it was just to really shed awareness of, you know, no race of people deserve to be so blatantly disrespected.
Right.
No race of people deserve to be made to feel bad because of the color of their skin. And here's the sickening part about it. I think all over the world, if you've got like lighter skin, you're automatically better. Darker skin, you're automatically worse. Just think about how deep that goes and how racist that is.
Right.
It transcends every race, every whatever. But the point is that the African Americans or Africans have gotten more attention in general because they've been the most disrespected, because guess why? They're the darkest. So it just...
But on top of that, I don't stand for any racist. I don't care if you're American or Hispanic or any of that. I don't stand for racism. That has to stop.
Oh yeah, and that's another thing we wanted to address. If you're of another minority and you're trying to practice racism, that's an ugly look in general. You shouldn't be doing no kind of discrimination. With the Latin community, so many Africans running that community is unreal.
Right.
And you're going to be disrespectful to an African American, it's just not going to be a good look. That's the same as like hating yourself.
Exactly.
You're going to hate yourself. You're going to be doing
take it out on somebody.
and take it out on somebody else.
No,
Don't
it's
get
not
mad
right.
because you're getting discriminated against.
Yeah.
You need to stand up for yourself and stand up for
Speak
others who are being
up.
discriminated
Speak.
against. Don't be ugly. Don't be ugly. God doesn't like ugly, and it ain't a good look.
No,
So, anyways,
yeah.
I think, do we want to talk about anything else, or we'll just continue this discussion another day? But I think we've shared the beginning of our stories. Yes.
Right.
So, what is it, baby?
The kids weren't giving me the computer.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll work it out in a little bit. But let's say, can we say goodbye to our
You want to
audience?
help him? You want to help me tell him?
Okay. Oh.
Come here. She's very good.
Oh, okay.
Come here. I need to help her.
Are you gonna? Okay, she's okay. She's in the mood, guys. Okay, so thank you guys for watching. Please
Yes.
subscribe to Queen Bee's channel.
Yes, and subscribe
And
to Crystal.
Feel free to
Marine
subscribe
Kids.
to Crystal Marine Kids.
Yes.
Yeah, we're gonna have plenty of good content. I know this is just the beginning.
Right.
And just guys, please forgive us for our content if it's not the most fabulous right now.
Right.
We're still growing.
We're still newbies.
And getting better, yeah, but we are going to give you guys what you want, and we're going to try to do the best we can
Yes,
with it.
we are.
So anyways, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and
Please be safe out there.
yeah, thanks for watching, and please remember to like and subscribe. Alrighty,
All right.
bye.
Bye.